My name is Suzanne, and I was one of the beginning facilitators of Concord Social Connections in 2010. I was working as a case manager at Community Bridges and wanted to find a way for young adults starting at the age of 16 who have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder to find a way to be able to socialize with other young adults, but also to be able to connect with their community by doing activities that they enjoy and not have to feel self-conscious, but to be able to do things as a group. We also make it a point to find activities that can give back to the community as well. In 2012, we raised money and walked for the Traumatic Brain Injuries Association. We are currently doing a food drive. All the members are bringing food donations for the holidays, as well as we will be doing this throughout the winter and donating to a couple of different local food pantries. It's important that not only they feel like they are viable members of their community, but also in becoming members, they're also giving back to their community. Concord Social Connections, I feel, is an important first step for a lot of these young adults in learning how to find ways to connect and to understand how to self-advocate in both social and community settings.
My name is Kristen, and I discovered the group in the paper by my mom. She looked it up in the Concord Monitor, and she saw it there, of March of 2010.
What sort of information was it that made you decide to come to the group?
Well, I like the fact that people get together and just socialize and get out, basically.
What do you see as some of the positive attributes or the positive outcomes that you've...
Making new friends and just being together with nice people, and I like it a lot.
Do you feel that it has helped strengthen your social skills, your community skills?
Yes, very much. So,
in what ways do you feel that?
just I'm very good at making friends anyway to begin with, but just being with people and being around people, I enjoy it a lot.
Do you feel that by the members being together that they learn from each other, or by going out into the community?
Yeah, and not being so shy and just being very outgoing, and it's great.
What do you see as one of the most important parts about being a part of Concord Social Connections?
Making the social connections with other people and being around, a safe environment, feeling comfortable coming, which I am comfortable coming, and just making a lot of new friends.
What do you think lends to the friendships that have been made and the development and the changes that we've seen in each other?
Everybody's changed in a positive way, and everybody's nice to each other. We don't fight, bicker, or we all get along pretty good. So I would say that it's really good. It's a good group, and I enjoy coming. I feel comfortable.
My name's Nick. I've been a member of Concord Social Connections since 2011.
What do you see as some of the positive things that it's added to your life?
In very positive ways. I've grown into the group. I've over the years, and I've found myself more independent than I was when I join the group.
Having had autism for as long as you have, obviously, as part of a group member, where do you see the strength in a group like Concord Social Connections?
The strength really is in the connections between the group members themselves. You have people from all walks, all ages, come to a group and socialize. We talk about current events and what's happening in our lives. We play games. One of our games that we play often is apples to apples.
What, if you were to start another group like this, what do you think you would take from Social Connections to bring to a new group?
I would probably take some of the similar aspects of what we do as a group. Go on outings, socialize, play games, just have fun, get to know the person.
Jed, remember when we first began working together? It was March, or we actually started working together, in January 2011, I believe.
Yeah, probably. I got the original letter on my refrigerator. I probably can look it up.
And one of the first projects that we thought about doing was creating Concord Social Connections. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Tell them about the process of what we went through.
Well, basically, I was working with Community Bridges, and I was going to the Dover group at the time, and I said to you, I said I wish there was another group closer to where I lived in Pittsfield, closer to Concord or whatever. And you said, oh, that's a good idea or whatever, and basically that's how it got started.
That's right. We went down to the Dover group together for, I think, 1 or 2 meetings.
Yeah.
And sort of came up with the idea of duplicating it up in Concord.
Yeah.
And
then I came up with the name. And
so, what was one of the more challenging parts of pulling the group together, do you think?
Probably just the initial start, getting the games together and finding out snacks and stuff like that, and coming up with a time or whatever, and just that initial start of running the group, especially for you probably.
It was a little crazy.
Trying to get people to donate money and stuff and whatnot.
And then what do you think has been the most rewarding part of having the group?
Just meeting new people and getting to share stories with them, and just hanging out with new people and playing games and stuff.
And we've really held to the core group.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though we moved, we pretty much stayed the same.
Which has been really nice.
Yeah.
That over the 4 years we've gotten to know a good group of people.
Yeah.
And we've seen everyone sort of change and grow and get comfortable with one another.
Yeah.
Hummingbirds, trampolines.
Trampolines are relaxing.
Incense, tapes.
So some of the challenges that we've really focused on to try and overcome with Asperger's in developing the group has been, remember when we first started, it was really high anxiety for you to think about engaging and doing a lot of these activities.
Yeah.
And there's still, even though everyone has really come a long way, anxiety never really goes away, even when your comfort level goes up.
Yeah.
What are some of the techniques that you've learned with the group to be able to overcome some of the anxiety that you deal with?
Well, it's hard to say really. I mean, for me, don't like to be touched. It's not like I had an issue in the past or something, but like, you know, when you touched me back just now, I didn't really care too much. But for me, it's like I don't know where your hands have been, so it's like I don't know if you're where you.
So the anxiety of possibly getting germs or
Yeah.
doing something like that.
Yeah.
And overall, the group, we've seen a lot of people with anxiety, but be able to sort of bring it down by the support of each other, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, you got your people like Kyle that like to talk all the time and don't shut up or whatever. And
But remember when he first started coming, he wouldn't even talk.
yeah, it's true. He was kind of like me, where he was shy, and then now he won't shut up.
Well, I wouldn't say. He has a lot to add. He has a lot to contribute now that he feels comfortable.
Yeah,
And that's a good thing.
yeah.
Hummingbirds.
So if you want to bring hummingbirds. Yeah.
Planning to break the tie. Just call it quits.
Let's just call it quits. We gotta talk about it. So if you guys want to bring soda or
One of the biggest reasons for starting a group like Concord Social Connections is young adults with autism or Asperger's have a lot of anxiety around social interaction. This was an idea to start to overcome that anxiety and for each member to learn the techniques of socialization in a very safe environment, because they're interacting with one another. And by doing that, they're learning how to both socialize but also support other people that they have become friends with, so that when they are in a calmer frame of mind, they're able to notice each other's anxiety and therefore support one another. Over the 4 years that we have been meeting, I have been very privileged and very fortunate in working with about 10 to 15 young adults and have seen a huge amount of growth and development around socialization, around the comforts of learning how to be a friend and how to develop and create friendships. It is also an opportunity for community involvement. We do this at both on engaging in the community, but also by giving back to the community through such things as food drives, taking food to food pantries, Toys for Tots, learning what each other is most comfortable with.
we're gonna talk about it.